Hey guys, Eric here. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode. Before we tune in to the details today, I have one little favor I'd like to ask you. Are you listening to this on Apple Podcasts or Spotify? If you are, and if you haven't done it already, it would be so helpful to Anita and I if you could leave a 5-star review. It could just be putting 5 stars or even writing down something that you really enjoyed and learned from the episodes that you've heard so far. This kind of help would really improve our ability to give you better content and also to help other people find out about Taiwanica. So if you wouldn't mind taking just a few moments to do that if you haven't already, we would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much, and we really hope you enjoyed today's episode. And
He was like desperate, totally.
Please.
Please. I'm so low.
Be my girlfriend.
Pretty much like that.
Be with me. Because my only friend in Japan is a rice paddy. And maybe a cat. That's not even mine.
Is episode 50 talking about how I met you. Welcome to Taiwanica. What's up, guys? That's right, you heard me. It is the big 50. We've made it. Another milestone. We have made it halfway to 100. It's a very major day here at Taiwanica Podcast. Let me just give a round of applause. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here for this special occasion. My name is Eric, one of the hosts here on Taiwanica, and also a life coach. Joining me today is, of course, the one and only beautiful Anita. How's it going, Anita?
I'm very excited. Hi, guys.
Hey.
Hello.
How's it going today?
It was pretty good. A happy Monday. Not really that happy, but I'm saying that so to make me feel a little bit better.
Well, if you're listening to this on a Monday, hopefully you're feeling happier than Anita.
Be happy. Joy.
Yes. So today we are going to change things up with Taiwanica. We are going to start getting a little bit more personal, which is actually how we're going to dive into our new season of Taiwanica. Yes, you heard right. This is the first episode of a new season. We're going to get personal. You're going to learn a lot about Anita and Eric from here on out. So Get excited. We're a little nervous about it because because there's going to be some embarrassing stories, exciting stories about me again, and some very naughty stories.
What?
I don't know.
What are you talking about? Where are we going?
You'll tune in later. But today is a fun one. What is it about, Anita?
It's about how we met each other.
That's right.
The true story.
The true story, not the story that we tell people at bars.
Yeah, we have some confessions to make.
Yes. So for some of you who are also our students who listen to this, you might have heard a different story from what we're about to tell you. So
I always tell my student the true story.
Oh, that's good.
By the way.
I probably don't.
Yeah, because it's too embarrassed for you.
So this is an episode to shout out to my student named Jim. Jim boy, thank you so much for this idea for today's episode. All right.
Oh, it was his idea.
Yeah.
Oh, is
surprise.
that Jim, who likes Pokemon?
Yeah,
Pikachu?
my Pikachu friend.
Yeah, Pikachu.
My
You have a Pikachu friend?
We're fanboys. If you are also a Pikachu fanboy or fangirl, no discrimination here, definitely let us know. And
Leave a Pikachu emoji
in the description down below. Just go to our Instagram, okay? At Taiwanica Podcast.
Anyways.
So, we have a couple versions of this story because, well, we're two different people and we have two different sides. I'm going to go first, and then Anita's going to totally tell you that's wrong.
That's totally probably the opposite.
So the story goes like this. I'm just going to totally interrupt Anita here. It all started with a Finnish man. And
Is it?
yes. And thanks to this Finnish man, I decided to go and visit Taiwan. And
Wrong.
And in Taiwan,
Wrong.
there was Anita. Okay? I'm trying to make her to stop saying wrong. She's super annoying. If you also think she's annoying, mention it Instagram.
There is no.
Okay. Anyways, I'm talking here.
Okay.
So The story is that one day I met this new guy. He's from Finland. I'm not going to mention his name, Aro. Okay. And that guy said to me one day, hey man, I love this country named Taiwan. Do you want to go together sometime, please? And that's like, sure.
I have no friend.
You're
Please,
desperate.
be my friend.
Okay. No, that's true. I actually had no friends too. So we were no friends together friends. And he's like, let's go together. I was like, all right. I don't even know where Taiwan is, but I'm happy to go. And it was true. I didn't know anything about Taiwan at the time. Sorry, Taiwan.
He thought Taiwan is China.
Well, I mean, you both speak Mandarin, so it was...
Are you Canadian?
Eh?
You both speak English.
Eh? I don't know what you're talking about. I love you, Canadians. So then when I went to Taiwan, well, actually, don't get too far ahead. Before I went, I used this beautiful app called Tinder. Have you ever heard of it?
Plus.
Oh, Tinder Plus. It's an additional part of Tinder where you can look for people internationally. It's like a passport for dating. And so I looked into Taiwan and just scrolled around the whole island to see if there's anyone interested in this Taiwanica and Eric. Not a lot of success, but there were a few bites, and one of those just so happened to be Anita, which will tell you why in a minute. Unfortunately, it wasn't because of fate. You'll definitely...
So far, I love the way you tell the story. Please continue.
No, I will. So, anyways, when we went to Taiwan, we first went to Taipei, and that was fun. I went to a club. I forget what it's called. What was it called, honey?
Baby 18 or something.
Yeah, Baby 18. I don't think it's called Baby 18 anymore.
I don't think they, yeah.
Yeah. They probably went to college. So
probably be 28 now.
Yeah. Anyways, so then afterwards I went to Tainan, and Tainan was fun. Lots of food. I was having a great time, and Aro was the Finnish guy. Just so you know. He was showing me a lot of interesting Taiwanese food, which I thought was totally local. I thought it was super cool. I was like, I'm going to have some bubble tea with like passion fruit jellies and really sweet tea. Yeah. And it was really gross. But that was right before I met Anita, which Anita came from Taichung to come see me. Yeah. Which, if you think about it in the past, that was actually kind of crazy of you to come meet a complete stranger in another city. And so I'm really glad that you did, because if you hadn't, then we wouldn't be here right now. So it was pretty much love at first sight for me. We were Aro and I were at the Tainan train station, and all of a sudden I see this lady wearing ripped up jeans and like this heavy metal black t-shirt with curly long black hair with a little bit of dyed blonde in it, just walking up to me in slow motion. All I hear is this song, She's My Cherry Pie.
People don't know about that song.
You should look it up. It's a wonderful 1980s
it's way
song.
Too old.
It's probably older than everybody listening to this podcast.
That's true.
Times 2. Okay. Okay. So that was pretty much the episode. Okay. Bye, everybody. No, that was pretty much how it all started. And Anita, she definitely didn't think it was love at first sight. She thought it was like...
a crazy white girl and very desperate to find an Asian girl.
Yes. Well...
That's a very low...
Yes. It wasn't quite wrong. That was it. So I pulled out all the moves. And, I had really big beard and real long hair.
Geez.
And I took her out to some bars and got some food, and... We saw like some famous places like Chikanlo, and went to a famous bar at the time in Tainan called Legends.
Yeah.
Not
a legend anymore.
Yeah, not a legend no more. We were like the last legends in there.
Yes, I think so.
Because I think like the day after we were there, it closed down. We were too legendary. So
shut the clothes.
Yeah, yep, exactly. So after that, she hung around not just one day but 2 days with me, which I thought was even crazier. Like, she's going to stay 2 days with a white girl, and I was like, wow, this lady means business. And so with the second day, she hung out with Aro, the Finnish guy, and me, and we all played mahjong in some random person's house, who I still don't even know his name. He was
we're friends online,
Oh, did you? Are you? Wow.
Yeah, we are. You are
we
too.
are? Wow. I am too?
Yes.
Wow. Oh, wow. Lithuanian man, we love you. If you remember us, we're sorry we forgot you. But yeah, it was a really interesting time. And then it was about time for Anita to go back to Taichung because she had work the following day. And so we were at the U-bus stop in front of the Tainan train station before they had their own bus stop.
Yeah.
And I was just saying, I really like you. And I would really like to keep these things going. I was still living in Japan at the time.
He wasn't sound so cool.
And
He was like desperate, totally.
please,
I'm so low.
be my girlfriend.
Pretty much like that.
Be with me. Because my only friend in Japan is a rice paddy. And maybe a cat. That's not even mine. I found it in the street. I name it Popo. Okay. All jokes aside, for some reason she said yes. And then I went back to Japan. We did long distance. And then I was so infatuated with her that I decided, okay, I'm going to give up Japan and move to Taiwan. And so 6 months later, I moved to Taiwan. And then we were together happily ever after. So that's my story. Hope you enjoyed. Thumbs up.
Oh my God.
On Facebook.
Who uses Facebook now?
We're trying. We have a Facebook group if you're interested. Just look in Taiwan and do a thumbs up. There's 2 people in there. Yeah, thank you, both of you. So, Anita.
Yeah.
What is your story?
So, yeah. When I was young, when I met you, I was like 26, 27, probably.
So young. Wild. Free.
That was definitely true. That was really free at that time. I was like, no worry. My life. I mean, I have a lot of worry, but I choose to live freely.
And no
Let's just say
rules.
it. No rules.
Yeah.
Reckless. You name it. Everyone knows I'm like super crazy when I was young, like 20, 26, 27.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
It's definitely true.
But tell them about how we got connected on Tinder.
Okay, so if you use Tinder, you know that if you see someone's profile photos, you can scroll, I think it's left, swipe left and right. Like left is, I forgot which one is which, but anyway, one is like, one is dislike.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I was playing Tinder at that time. I was like pretty into it, and it's like a thing for me to play. It's really fun. So, but when you're playing it too much, you just kind of seem like all the guys are pretty much the same. So at that time, me and my friend, we had this game when we were drinking. We'll exchange each other's phone. So my friend at that time was holding my phone. She's not even looking too. She's not even looking too. She's just holding the phone. Just swipe, keep dislike. And when I was looking at her face, I was giving her a hint. Give her a hint, and she will swipe to the like side.
Okay.
We're both not looking. We just play crazy.
Okay.
That's how I match with Eric.
Hey.
So I didn't even know I matched with him. I think it's the day after we played that crazy game, like me and my friend. I was like, oh, I have a new match. Sometimes they would show up the notification, hey, you have a new match.
Da-da-da-da.
Yeah, so I check out his profile. I was like, oh, okay. I wasn't,
Do you remember my first picture?
Of course, he's like, the
Wookiee.
The Wookiee guy,
Yes,
yeah.
because
So
I can do the Wookiee sound.
do it. If you know what Wookiee is, it's the monkey guy from Star Wars.
Okay, we'll call him a monkey guy. Okay, poor Wookiee. He's a Chewbacca. He's a giant Chewbacca man. Okay.
Okay, got it. So, yeah, I remember that, and I saw his photo. I was like, okay, it's pretty standard, nothing special. But I check out his interest. He likes the rapper Eminem.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, I didn't care about people's interest at that time. For the matches, I would just like to talk to people.
She didn't really care about anything.
I didn't care about anything. I like winning. Like, I got matches like the guy that I like, and I like the feeling that I send a message, they send it back.
Winner.
So I used the quote from Eminem's song, "Without You." You remember?
Mm-hmm.
Without me or without you?
Without me.
Without me. Yeah. If you don't know what the song is, go Google it. It's a pretty classic rap song. So I quoted something, and then sent it to him, and I got an immediate response. So we were just, he's pretty funny. Like, we're just talking on Tinder. He was pretty funny. And then we talked to each other about a month, I think.
I think it was, about a month,
Few
maybe 3 weeks.
Yeah, about. And then he said, "Oh, wait, I'm going to Taiwan with this guy from Finland."
Aro.
Yeah. I said, "Do you want to meet up?" And then he says, "I'll probably stay few days in Tainan." And then say, "Do you want to meet up?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." I wasn't going to meet him, by the way. I'm just like, "Yeah, sure."
She was just saying it to make me happy.
Yeah. And on that day, I think when you arrived in Taiwan, and then you asked me about my Line account. Then before we only talked on Tinder. If you know Tinder is that you cannot share photos, you can only send messages to each other. So when we are exchange, like I gave Eric my Line and we become friends, and the photos from Line was very different from the Wookiee face. So I was like, oh, okay, is this man dangerous or something? But I don't care. When he was talking to me, and they were just, I don't really pay much attention. Until the day we are supposed to meet each other. Yeah. I was like, oh, should I go? It was like Saturday, you know? I was just so lazy. Because of the day before I went to the club, you remember? Yeah. I went to the club with friends. So on Saturday, when I was supposed to meet Eric, I was just like, lying in my bed, play with my phone, not so sure what I wanted to do. And I was just like, oh, all right, I'll go, because I was so bored. So I took the 2 hours bus to Tainan. U-bus, yeah. And then I met Eric. And the first thing I remember, Eric, he was like so nervous, he was shaking.
Hey, how's it going? Are you Anita?
And he trying to be super cool, you know. Like,
I'm cool. I understand.
I cool.
Ni hao.
He didn't know any Mandarin.
Not a lick.
Not at all.
Single word.
So he was just saying I'm super cool, and you know, and my hand was shaking and sweating, but I'm pretending to be cool. And he was like so cool. It's like, hey, do you want to drink my drink? And then I drank that thing. He was like, so I don't know why you get that. I think people from Tainan probably understand, like cha de mo shou. That's the tea shop's name. Like they will put a bunch of like weird things together into the drink. I think that's the specific type of drink that you can get from this specific tea shop in Tainan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I was just like, oh my god, that's really gross. Yeah, and then we started talking, and he said he's from Portland. And for a moment, I thought, you know, Tainan is really loud. For a moment, I thought he's from Poland. And I was like, yeah, Europe, because I was like, at that time, to be honest, I was aiming for like a guy from Europe, so I can go travel to Europe, sort of thing.
She wanted to marry a European. She's just being very polite about it. She just wanted to marry.
Oh, we're not going to be polite this episode. That's how it's going to be.
Yeah,
okay,
right,
no problem.
Okay, here we go.
I can do it. So,
Unleash the beast.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, okay, Poland. I was like, oh my god, so you're from Europe? I was like, no, I'm from America. I was like, huh, what? And he started to show me this place on his phone, which is where we are right now, Oregon, Portland. A lot of people never heard about this, and he keep trying to, you know all this place that we have. He keep on naming the things that's famous here, and it was like, no.
Which he still doesn't know what they are.
Yeah. So after we started talking, and I was just, you know, I'm so hungry, so I'm just like, I'm gonna eat food. I don't really care about this, like and we just eat food. And he was like, oh my god, we have so much in common. I was like, what?
Which we did. She's not mentioning any of them.
Okay.
But there are totally a lot of them.
Okay, so when we're talking, you are asking me, like, what I wanted to do, or what do I usually do when I got free time or something?
Yeah, and she said, I like to go rock climbing. I was like, I like to go rock climbing too. Which was the truth.
Okay. Yes. And I just keep on eating this food, and...
She wasn't paying attention.
I wasn't.
Anita was doing her favorite second activity in the world, which is to fa dai, which is to space out. Like, she was looking at me the whole time, like, with blank eyes. And I was like, what are you doing?
No, I was really good at fa daiing. It was my thing.
Uh-huh.
So, you know, the whole time he's been... After meal, we took a bus. We're supposed to go to the night market, but the night market was closed on that day.
Yes.
You remember? Mm-hmm. And then we went to your friend's place. Aro's place, by the way. It's not his place. It's his ex-girlfriend's place. A whole bunch of like weird situation happened.
Total RO
I was like, what is
situation.
happening? And we went to that place and we, after he knows me, after he knows about like my interest, which is rock climbing, he been saying that I'm going to take you to my hometown one day. I was like, I was like, you're gonna love it. Oh my God, you're so cool. That's, wow. You just say a bunch of nice things to me. And then say like, I really wanted to be your girlfriend. No, sorry.
Hey.
Hey, girlfriend.
Hey, girlfriend. I can do that too.
Which makes more sense, but...
What does that mean? What?
I mean, if it's impulsive on the first day, that would make more sense if we wanted to be best friends. But he was very serious, and I just say, it's okay, we can just have fun. You don't have to say anything like that, But the whole time he was like very passionate. That's the thing that's the word that I can think about. He's very passionate about me. And I was like, how lonely are you when you're like, what are you doing in Japan?
Don't put yourself down so much. You are a wonderful person.
Thank you.
And so it's just very easy to fall in love with you.
I mean, yeah, thank you so much for saying that. But at that point, I for some reason, when the girls are young, at least for me, I was always attracting for like people who are like
The bad boy.
the bad boys, because I love danger, whatever. So when he says something like that, and I was like, okay, it's okay. But he's being very sweet, and we played games. I still remember our very first game.
Which also Aro taught me.
Oh, really? God damn it! Is any part of our relationship has not, like, Aro doesn't involve in our relationship.
We have to ask Aro.
Like, yeah, I remember the game, which is what I bought in the supermarket.
Yeah.
So basically, just, if the person start, they pick up the things that you bought in the supermarket and it bounce back and forth. You have to repeat the whole list.
Example. What I bought at the supermarket was a penguin.
That was our first thing! You remember!
Of course
That's
I remember.
that's what I said.
What was the second thing?
Beer?
Come on, you have to do the game right.
What I bought at the supermarket was penguin and beer.
What I bought at the supermarket was a penguin, beer, and a pirate ship.
Oh my God, you remember, Eric! He remembers that, yeah. And what I bought at the supermarket was penguin, beer, parachute.
Parachute?
Why would I bought the third thing?
Loser.
Boat. Ship.
Pirate ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Basically,
Good job.
just
That's just the game. You can try it with your friends. It's a lot of fun. You have to remember a lot of words.
When you are drinking, it's like extremely fun.
Yeah, so I recommend tequila. Or Kirin beer, because that's what we did our first time.
Also, Taiwan beer. I think that was a real first time trying Taiwan beer, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
She introduced me to 18 Days, and I was like, I want to have this every day.
I think that was so good.
It's so good.
So good,
I miss
dude.
it. If you're drinking
So
18
good.
Days while listening to us,
Cheers.
we love you. Cheers.
You know how to say cheers in Taiwanese.
Ganbei.
It's not even. Anyways, so we were playing games, and he's been very sweet, and then we went out to the.
Limna!
Oh yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we went to Legend,
Oh, yes.
right? The bar that you just mentioned, and I totally kicked his butt, playing pool and darts.
You lost a pool. Okay, don't even try. You're horrible at pool.
Yes,
Okay.
I still am. I'm really
But darts,
bad.
you destroyed
I'm really
me.
good. Yeah. Anyways, so after that, he just keep on saying the whole bunch of the things we might face when we are doing long distance. I was like, dude, I wasn't even saying yes to have a relationship with you, but he was just like, I'll be in Japan for another year, so if you are in the long distance relationship, I'll be super loyal to you. That's my quality. I will never cheat on you, and I know it's going to be hard, but we can do this. I was like, huh? We?
Yeah, her face was
I
just
was
like,
like,
what are you even doing, dude?
seriously.
But I was so confident that she was going to say yes. The energy between us was just so strong. I could not see my life without her. So I was just like, it's too late. You're stuck with me. I'm sorry.
I think it's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Right?
As soon as I locked eyes on you, I was like, nope, I'm done.
Yeah.
Goodbye, everyone. All ladies. See you later. It was a pleasure shaking people's hands. Random.
Tinder, no plus.
No plus. It's like minus. Tinder minus.
Yeah. Anyways, so it was the first night, and I think the very epic memories of that. Our first time meeting each other is actually our first date.
Yeah.
We got locked out because I forgot. Like, you were supposed to get the key from Aro, but somehow he forgot to left the key or something.
Anita's dropping into another part of the story. So we were all staying at Aro's ex-girlfriend's house. Don't ask me why it's an ex-girlfriend. I don't even know. If you want to find out.
At that point, they already are like ex-boyfriend and girlfriend.
Right.
Yeah.
But they were still like, hanging out. They were friends. But the main point of that story is that we were all crashing there. Aro's ex-girlfriend was a little bit, but she was totally fine with staying at her place. The only problem is that Aro, for some reason, passed out. And so because Aro passed out...
Got the key, right?
He had the key.
Yeah.
And so we were calling him, even screaming out the window. I was like trying to make a lot of noise, and that man was a sleeper. But we just never could get his attention. So we had to walk the streets of Tainan until... We decided to give up around 2 a.m., 3 a.m., and then we stayed at a love hotel. Now, nothing happened.
Seriously, when we make
happened.
it to the room, we both passed out.
Yes, exactly. So don't get any funny ideas in your head while you're listening to this. I'm looking at you, Jim. Okay. All right. So, anyways, we had 2 hours of sleep there, and we're like, man, this is an expensive 2 hours of sleep, but let's do it. So we just slept there for 2 hours, and then... left out.
And the abe from the front desk totally give me like a dirty look, I'm like a lady of the night sort of thing kind of situation. Oh no, you have some fun. I was like, no, I'm just sleeping. Anyways, so
literally crashed.
Literally,
that bed was
Swear
so comfortable.
Yes,
I was like, are you sure it's a love hotel? Because this hotel is solid. Like,
yes,
the
bed is like so nice, right?
Right?
Even the sheets is like
perfect.
Yeah,
yeah,
5-star.
Yeah, 5-star love hotel. Okay, which means it's like a half star. Okay. All right. The next day, what happened?
We'll be right back.
I really like journaling, but I always end up with no time or cannot find a journal that I really like. So I was like, hey, let me create one. So here it is, a self-help journal created and designed by Anita. Inside the book, I provide very simple and easy to follow template. For example, in the morning, to-do list. In the evening, gratitude practice. So you can use a very little time to start this healthy habit. Go ahead and check it out in our description down below or go to our buymeacoffee.com. I think after the Love Hotel, finally, we went back to the Aro's ex-girlfriend's house, and Aro finally is awake.
And we did
opened the door.
Yeah.
Opened the door, and we went back, and we just like kind of like washed, cleaned up a little bit, and then slept again.
Yeah, for like a minute, right? They went out to have breakfast, and we were sleeping because we were so tired, remember?
Right. And then we went out to meet Aro's friends. Yeah. In front of, outside of Chengda, there was a 7-Eleven.
Right.
Yeah.
And this one other white girl walks right up to me and says, "Are you from Oregon?" I was just like, "Who are you, the FBI?" Like, why are you asking me this all the time?
You've been charged in your lure the Asian girls.
Uh-huh.
That's not true.
Okay.
Just part of the joke.
Okay. So, yeah, so this guy was also from Oregon, which was really cool.
I think he's mixed, right? He's half Taiwanese, half American.
Just like our baby.
So, yeah, we made a bunch of friends and we went to like a very local like noodles place.
Yep, outside.
Yeah, and this guy trying to figure it out my name in Chinese.
I was like, ooh, P roll.
You're such a fool.
P. There's definitely a P in here.
Yeah, anyways, we hang out with a bunch of them, and then, he just, he thought in his mind that we are already in a relationship.
Yep, I wasn't wrong.
No, I didn't say yes at that point. I still just...
Her mind was telling her no, but her body was telling me yes. Those eyes.
Anyways, so we are hanging out, and then we played mahjong together.
Yeah.
And then after that, he just like, Eric was like, I want to take you for dinner. And he did. He took me to a fancy restaurant. Not really like, 5-star fancy, but it's like decent restaurant.
Yeah, for good food.
Yeah. Outside of Chengda,
Yep.
the university. And then we were eating, I think it was pasta. I think pasta.
Yeah,
Bunch of
with octopus ink.
Yes, and he was just like looking me in the eyes and very, 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 very sincere and asked me the question, "Do you want to be my girlfriend?" What is that face?
Nah.
What?
So romantic.
I know it is pretty romantic, but think about the story from my point of view. It's quite crazy, and at that moment I was like, I wasn't ready to settle down. I mean, I was, but I wasn't trust anybody. So I choose kind of like just have fun. But he was very sincere, and he kind of like hit me. Like, oh my god. There was no reason for this guy who's sitting in front of me to lie to me because we are going to do long distance. So it doesn't make any sense if he, tricked me to be in a relationship with him. So I was like, yeah, why not, right? We're doing long distance. We are even doing long distance. If we don't really like each other afterwards, we can just easily cut each other out of our lives and cut each other out of each other's life. So I was like, yeah. And then after that, we were he walked me back to the U bus station. And at this point, I still feel like it's not true because it only happened the past 2 days. But he was very sincere, like scared me. And it was my bus, and I was sitting in the window seat. I remember I was sitting in the window seat. And when the bus would start slowly driving, like leaving, and this crazy wagon was chasing the bus. Like chasing the bus and keep on waving goodbye to me. I was like, oh my god, that is so cute. That's the point when I feel, oh my god, that's like, kind of like the feeling. Like very romantic kind of feeling. So I sent him a message immediately after he's out of my sight. I sent him a message immediately. I was like, oh my god, I cried, I cried after, you say goodbye to me, like, and you chase the bus. It's like so romantic. That makes me feel love. When I was young, I have love issue with my family, with friends, with a lot of relationships. I don't feel love that much. So, but when he did that, it's totally like hit me in the heart real hard. Like he really cares about me, even though it's just 2 days seeing each other, talking to each other online for a month. And yeah, that's how we met each other and became boyfriend and girlfriend. And yeah, we do long distance for like 6 months. Yeah. In between, we met each other from time to time from like 2 different places, like Japan, Taiwan, Vietnam, those places. And finally, he told me like he's ended the contract in like it's a time for Eric to renew his contract. See if you wanted to stay for another year in your same job in Japan, and he gave up on that chance, which is also another good sign for me that he really cares about me. And because it's a really good job, that's his dream job ever since you were in elementary school. That's a job called JET program. Yeah, ever since he was in elementary school, he wanted to get that job, which you failed on the first time, the interview. Yeah, and twice. You failed twice. And you got the job a third time, which is the year that I met you. Okay, so yeah, in the third try, he finally got his dream job, but he gave up on that for me and moved to Taiwan.
All for you.
Oh.
All right, let's not get gross.
Anyways, so yeah, after 6 months, he just like he's not going to renew the contract. He's going to move to Taiwan for me. And he serious because he, at the same time, at the moment when he made the decision, he started to apply for the language school. Yeah, like the language school in Chengda, and he also got a scholarship. So everything is like all ready, and then
That was
2018, you came here.
17, I think.
Either 17 or 18
Yeah.
September, he
Yeah.
moved to Taiwan.
Yep. And that's how we first met.
Yeah.
So, before the waterworks start kicking in and, we all start crying from all the beauty of how amazing Eric is.
I totally ruined that with that sentence.
We really hope you enjoyed this story, and we'll be diving in more about our story and how everything kind of developed from this in further episodes. So if you like this episode, definitely let us know. We would love to hear from you. And thanks for tuning in today. Anita, any last words before we finish up?
True love is not something that you can meet. It will just happen to your life. It's something that you built with someone together.
True love all starts with the first step, the first stone that
You guys built together, put down together.
Yeah.
Our story so far been really romantic, but real life isn't like that, which we will leave it to our next episode.
Yeah. I mean, there's many sides to love. Today you got to see the honeymoon phase.
Yeah. That's a honeymoon phase for you, and it will be like really bloody reality side of our relationship.
Oh yeah. There's war. There's knives. There's screaming babies.
Yeah.
But in the end,
I
love you, babe.
I love you too.
All right. See you again next time.
Bye.
Thanks so much for tuning in to Taiwanica. If you're enjoying the show, please feel free to rate, subscribe, and leave a review wherever you listen to your podcasts. That helps others find the show, and we greatly appreciate it. Thanks again for listening, and we'll catch you in the next episode.